In classical times and even earlier, it was routine to cross the Indian Ocean a couple of thousand miles out of sight of land. This is a longer distance than it takes to get across the Atlantic at the narrowest point between Africa and South America. So if they could do it in that direction, they could do it in the other direction, and likely did.
In the 19th century, the Smithsonian issued an edict that scholars, college professors, teachers, etc., would teach only that Columbus discovered America and that there were no pre-Columbian expeditions or discoveries that predated him, and that people's tenure or positions were at risk if they taught anything else.
Critical to understanding and proving these things is the genetic record. It's pretty clear that for the most part, the American Indians have had their history written for them. Maybe suggesting even that not all the so-called Indians were Indians. And if you look at the genetic record of the Americas, it's pretty clear that the ones that we have put in charge of telling the story of the peopling of Americas have really botched it. Well, that means that everything you think you know about the history of North America is wrong. You have to follow the facts.
Right here, resting at an angle, is the Decalogue stone.
Now, it's not in the land where one would expect to find Hebrew inscriptions.
Hebrew experts and sworn testimony pointed out that the Paleo-Hebrew inscription at Las Unas was valid.
What are they so afraid of? I think they might be afraid to utter those three little words that nobody likes to say. We were wrong.
Again, if you find a menorah mound that's Hopewell down the road from a Hopewell mound with a Hebrew inscription in it, and next state over, 2 states over from a Hebrew inscription in another earthwork, then you have to start saying there may have actually been some cultural contact.
This is in the Paleo-Hebrew that existed before Judah went into captivity, before the house of Israel went into captivity. It was their common language when David and Solomon had the united tribes of Israel.
The stories that you read in our textbooks today are like fairy tales.
It is probably the most unappreciated artifact from the ancient world anywhere in North America, for sure.
It will not be dealt with until the story of America changes. Because as long as the story of America is Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492 and there were nothing but ignorant savages here before, nothing is going to happen.